Okay, let's go through the active list now. Um, let's get back this level. Okay, so last time uh, the resistance was given the orange, right? It dipped. Let's go for 3 day actually, just to see what happened, and then which is fine. I think we'll track on 3 day today because we'll see the low. Otherwise, we may not see the low in some cases. Okay, so there was a dip, but you can see the dip was nothing, almost nothing. And now it is back here. So sometimes people get very like tensed, and what they do is another guideline that or best practice that I keep on talking is focus on the closing, not on the lows. Very important. Whatever time frame you are tracking, if you're tracking on 1 day, 3 day, 1 week, it doesn't matter. Even intraday, always focus on the closing, not the lows, because some in crypto the candle wicks on the lower side is too much. Unlike stocks, I mean, some stocks, penny stocks, do behave like crypto, but when I talk about stocks, I'm talking about general good stocks. Okay, so but in crypto, even the good coins also end up with a big candle wicks, unlike stocks. That's the just a comparison. So you have to be little, and even stock market, even there is no candle wick on the downside, they always refer. The best practice is refer closing price. So in crypto, it is even more important that you refer closing price, in my opinion. So if you and I last time I shared that sometimes the candles are scary. Candles are important to know if a coin is of good quality or not. Because if there are any crazy spikes on the upside, or especially on the upside, like spikes, wicks bigger than the candle body, they are bad coins or unpredictable coins, volatile coins, right? And they are more riskier. So when you have to find which is more riskier, you see those things. So, but if you have a decent list of coins, right, then what you could do is you change this candle mode to line mode like this, because here you will see only closing price. In the line mode, you can do both actually. You can right click, go to settings, and you can, this is closing. You can, if you, so you can track on a different, but I would suggest you do closing. Enables the marker. If you keep the simple, it removes the blue dots. If you have with markers, it shows the blue dot indicating the closing price. I think that makes sense, because when you have this kind of a thing, if there's no dot, it's more like a straight line. So I would say add a dot there, marker, right? Then it's good. So this is a line chart, and when you track this, it simplifies visually. When you open this chart, you know, hey, okay, what is happening here? Do I need to worry about atom? No. And if you're worrying, then there's a problem, psychological problem, right? Because here you don't need to be TA, and you see that this is the bottom and this is the current price. And when you see visually, and if you after seeing this chart visually, and if you're still worried, then that person is not fit for trading, because there is no tier required to see and say that this is totally all right, and not just all right, but this is so bullish or strong at least. Of course, it has to go higher and all resist, but there is no need to worry about it, right? So I'm just saying, not don't take it, and don't take it personally. Sometimes I'm trying to be more direct, because unless I'm direct, it is not going to impact, you know. So sometimes people worry for no reason and keep asking about how about this. You can sometimes, you don't need TF sometime like this. Okay, so this is so clean, nice, strong. There is no confusion. So let's go back to candles. Anyway, so There's no time to be spent, but I just spend time to explain that sometimes people worry for no reason. Okay. And sometimes, and as I mentioned earlier in previous session, they worry especially because they track lows. Just track the closing. Then, and tell me how it feels. Try it as an experiment and you will see the difference. Do let me know. Okay. Anyway, this is a near breakout. So this is one of the examples that I mentioned. People think that resistance is a point of reversal. They're utterly wrong if they're assuming bad trading practice. See the example. This is a live example. Okay. It touched the resistance. Of course, it went down, but it is back here. So if you are not patient enough, you get out and you're not able to time it for some reason, then you're FOMO and you may end up buying. Luckily, it's here, but what if it would have continued and broken out? Then you probably may not be able to get back in. It happens sometimes. So resistance is a checkpoint, not a selling point. Okay, but it's a choice. If it's a style. Anyways, if you're a long-term trader, if you're a swing trader, resistance is checkpoint. Okay, so Atom is super strong, as you could see. There's nothing more to talk about. The next resistance is this. So on Discord, I'll update the next resistance only if there's any change or if there is any new higher resistance. Until then, you refer my video. Okay. So once it makes new all-time high, I'll post a new chart saying this is the new resistance on the opportunity channel, right? Until then, you refer the video because right now what it's doing is it's overcoming or clearing the previous prior resistance, which I mentioned. So if this is broken, I'll share one more and then I'll post the chart. Okay. AVAX is here. So this is double bottom on this structure level, not on this overall structure, but on a particular level. So this is still above the support, so nothing to worry. It's good. So it's likely to face some resistance when it crosses this point of rejection. Once this level is crossed, let's say 25, then it will look for R1. BNB, it retraced, but not still higher. Nothing to worry again, right? Similar pattern as Bitcoin. We can expect it to continue moving up. Of course, when it comes to this level, around 300 to 320 level, it is going to face resistance again, but again, it's like, and in that case, it could spend some time but should be able to break up. There's only one exception, which I mentioned. If Bitcoin crashes, it can take down everything, but that's not something new. Everybody knows it, right? So if Bitcoin goes down, everything goes down. So what I mentioned in my Bitcoin video, anyway, I'll be updating if that happens. And of course, you will be also watching it. So that's the only exception, and that is not specific to any particular alt, but applies to each and every coin. CRO is still consolidating. It made new low, but marginally, nothing major. If you look at this was the low, and this is the recent low, so nothing major. In fact, on a weekly, it's not even a low, because if you look, this is, I mean, the closing, the week hasn't ended, and it is rising. So the weekly close is still above the support. So this is another thing, right? 3-day mode, I changed to see where it stands, to see the pattern, especially for Atom. But if you track on weekly, the weekly is, this support is not broken. Sometimes people say this is broken. It's not broken. Technically speaking, you can say broken only if it closes for the time frame you measure. So if this support is given and we track this on weekly, this is not broken at all. Okay, you may say that has crossed but not broken. So that's why, again, it is so important that you track the closing. Doge is flat, not a problem. No threat. The low, still higher low. Marginal, still higher low. So totally all right. Um, it touched again, touched, but not went down. So this is, you can say it's flat for last 4 weeks. DOT, not a problem. EGLD looks good, up by 3%. I see some strength. If I look at one day, I saw some strength. Nice candle, which is looking good. So positive consolidation and a nice shape. So this is a resistance immediate. If this is broken above, um, I'll give you the next one. Not a problem. Okay, so I'll be tracking this anyways. Ethereum, lot of drama. That's all right. It hasn't broken the support. It was scary drop for various reasons. People would have bought and then sold. You know that they wanted to be part of the merge for various reasons. Doesn't matter, and they probably would have dumped after that. Okay, so that's why there was sharp reaction. It doesn't matter. When you track on weekly, you can say, okay, ugly drop, yeah, disappointing, yeah, it hasn't broken yet. So why to worry? Filecoin. Filecoin, it dropped like any other coin. So there's nothing much at this moment. There's no major price action. On 3 day, you can see slight recovery there. 1 day also. So this is slow moving. It's taking its time. But you know that when it moves big in a big way. So it has that capability that it can make a big move. So I'm not worried because once it starts, it can move up by 30% in a day or so. So it doesn't matter. It's just a matter of its trigger point. It can happen tomorrow, day after, whenever. It's still okay, doing fine. Flux is one of the super strong coins that we have in the list because of its performance since mid-June. And it was also affected. Why not? Um, each and every coin got affected because of BTC drop, because it wasn't simple drop. 10% drop doesn't happen with BTC often. So of course. So it dropped, but look at it where it stands. The week hasn't ended and it is still here. So it not even broken. It's unlikely to break below the last week's low. So absolutely fine. Also, if you draw a line, you from here, you can see that this is a resistance even from a line point of view, this trend line point of view, which is fine, not a big deal. Super healthy, super strong. FTM touched the support line again, but not broken. So again, like other coin that I mentioned, not this is not an issue. HNT announced with this particular move that this is it. It's like a nail in the coffin. Um, of course, it affected, but no, it didn't come even close to the low, which is good, right? Up by 5%, still 1 day to go. You never know, right? So this is very important move, and now it's in a path of recovery. This is immediate resistance. Also at a trend line, if you draw, it comes somewhere here. This is more accurate number. And once this is broken, I'll give you one more higher and so on, right? Again, those resistance are for checkpoint. If you're short term, you can use it for whatever, or long term. Long term one would use that as checkpoint. KCS, not a problem, not even close to the support. So it's strong. Link has good momentum, I would say. If you look at daily, I see good momentum for last 4 days. Nice bounce, good progress. It's not much affected. Um, I would say good recovery, good, very good recovery. So this is one of the odds we can say showing a good sign and likely to good in next 1 week or so. Again, this is not comparison or competition. Each week there can be different coin, making big moves. So, but if I want to highlight, I see some strength in EGLD this week. I see strength in Link, of course, and but yeah, overall looks everybody looks strong. Let's look at Luna. Luna, I have some reservation. There's absolute. So again, it didn't break the. Um, it broke this low because and it made a new low, so, and we know why it happened, right? The person got the quant like the main guy got arrested, and that's what happens when a coin is driven by one person or his tweet is always vulnerable if something happens to him. It's a known fact, right? So when you choose a coin, you have to keep in mind the coin is driven by a person or a community, or there are at least few leaders. There are many aspects. This is one of the aspects. When there is only one person, it's vulnerable. Especially in Luna, it's more vulnerable because it's already under scrutiny. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove Luna because I don't want any coin in my longer term list which is going through any legal battle. I did that with XRP for a reason. I'm doing it for Luna for a reason. Okay. I don't want, so Luna might recover and go up. But as far as long term, so you may find that in other feature, I'll replace it with some other coin. So that's not a problem. Maybe I'll take your vote and then add. I can do that. And then, but then once I add, I'll keep it. Of course, I'll make sure that it is okay from my TA point of view also, not just that because it is voted, but I'll start with voting, and if there are any top 3 coins and if I see good from my point of view, I'll add that in the list. So I'll do it, but I'm going to remove Luna because it is in legal battle. The person is in legal battle and I don't want. So it could be okay for temporary trade that you would see in sometime on Trident feature, the navigator channel, but not here. Here I like to follow something which has no legal issue, and it has good trend both, not just trend. Okay, so that's why I'm removing it. Okay, then the next is Matic. The Matic is flat. It touched the low. It was a borderline case, but survived. So that happens sometimes with it. And this is one of the strongest coin. Yeah, it's for last 5 weeks. It's not doing much, but this coin, when it starts, it makes big moves. So I don't care. It can cover the ground in no time. Sand also touched the support, but not a threat at this moment, as you can see. Right. So the pressure that came on different alts was more intraday. Right. As you could see, they are now moving away from their low, and that's a positive sign. Sol coin, again, it didn't even come close to like other coin. So it is still higher lows. So it shows the strength of this coin, which is good. Okay, with this note, Jan, and you, this is also explained by the simple trend line here in this case. Just, but this is more important. This is just an interim thing, right? So this ends the analysis of all the points. Now you have understanding. You can pick and choose, and you may go for long term with any of this coin, keeping our BTC health in mind. All these are good. Okay, there's no favorite one. Each week the strength could be different for different coin. More or less everything is green. So whatever storm we have seen, that has passed. It doesn't mean that the trend is reversed. As I explained the Bitcoins, I won't repeat here. This is a crossover phase, right? But it doesn't mean that we have to be worried. No need to be. We need to be. We need to have a plan ready. We need to have contingency plan ready, but we need not have to be worried. When if situation, if the move is opposite to what we expect, then just execute the contingency plan, right? As we do in our daily life. So keep the contingency plan ready and then execute it without any emotion. So that's it. Otherwise, there is no need to worry. And try to track on a higher time frame if you want peace of mind and a good life. So that's it. It's very important. Trading is simple if you're not too excited. I try to kill excitement. I'm like a bad guy. Try to do something which people don't like it, but that's how it is. If you kill your excitement, you will win. You will increase the probability of winning just by doing that. Kill the excitement, kill the worry. Two negative and like two emotions. One is very extremely positive, exciting, right? And extremely like worried, tensed. If you kill these two emotions, you will sail through. That's it. I end here and open for your questions.